Most discussions about artificial intelligence and layoffs begin with the wrong assumption. People assume employees lose trust because jobs are eliminated. In our experience with organizations over the past 3 decades, that's usually not what happens. Trust often begins disappearing long before anyone receives notice. By the time leaders recognize it, they're trying to repair damage that has been quietly building for weeks or even months. Let me explain what I mean. Imagine 2 organizations facing the same challenge. Both are introducing artificial intelligence. Both need to reorganize work. Both know some positions will change. From the outside, the situations appear almost identical, but inside those organizations, the employee experience couldn't be more different. In the first organization, employees begin noticing subtle changes. Executive meetings suddenly become more frequent. Projects are quietly put on hold. Questions receive vague answers. Managers seem uncomfortable. Rumors begin spreading faster than facts. People start wondering what leadership isn't telling them. No layoffs have been announced. No jobs have been eliminated. Yet trust has already begun to change. Now picture the second organization. Employees know artificial intelligence is being evaluated. Leaders don't pretend to have every answer. Instead, they communicate what they know, what they don't know yet, and when employees can expect another update. Managers remain visible. Questions are welcomed. People are treated like partners instead of spectators. The uncertainty is still there, but the experience is entirely different. What changed? Not the technology. Leadership behavior. That's the part many organizations overlook. Artificial intelligence doesn't create trust problems, it reveals them. When uncertainty increases, employees naturally begin looking for signals. Can I believe what leadership is telling us? Will difficult questions be answered honestly? Will people be treated fairly? Will leaders stay visible when conversations become uncomfortable? Those questions are rarely asked out loud, but they're being answered every single day. That's why trust isn't built during a crisis. It's built during ordinary workdays. Every conversation teaches something. Every commitment teaches something. Every difficult discussion teaches something. Employees are constantly learning what leadership behavior they can expect when circumstances become difficult. By the time organizational change is announced, most people have already formed an opinion about whether leadership deserves their trust. This is one of the reasons we developed the Tiger's 6 principles as a behavior-based leadership architecture. Trust isn't created by mission statements. It isn't created by motivational speeches. It isn't created because leaders have good intentions. Trust grows because employees repeatedly experience leadership behaviors they can rely on. Interdependence reminds us that uncertainty is reduced when people work together instead of retreating into silos. Genuineness encourages respectful, candid conversations instead of carefully scripted messages that avoid difficult realities. Empathy recognizes that organizational decisions affect real people with real concerns, not simply positions on an organizational chart. Risk resolution helps leaders address uncertainty before it becomes organizational distrust. And success reminds us that long-term organizational performance depends upon people believing in one another and in the leaders guiding them through change. Artificial intelligence will continue transforming the workplace. Some jobs will evolve, others will disappear. New opportunities will emerge. Technology will continue changing. The leadership challenge won't. Years from now, employees probably won't remember every detail of an AI implementation plan. They won't remember every presentation. They won't remember every announcement, but they will remember how leadership behaved while everything was changing. That's what trust preserves. Not certainty, confidence. Confidence that leadership will communicate honestly. Confidence that people will be treated with dignity. Confidence that difficult decisions will be handled consistently and fairly. That's what employees carry with them into every organizational change. Here is a leadership reflection worth considering. Think about the last major change your organization experienced. What leadership behaviors strengthened trust? Which behaviors quietly weakened it? More importantly, if your organization faced another significant change tomorrow, what have your everyday leadership behaviors already taught employees to expect? If you'd like to explore this topic further, I invite you to visit our Workplace Trust Cornerstone. You'll find practical leadership insights and evidence-based strategies and related articles that show how trust is built through observable leadership behavior, not simply good intentions. You'll find the link in the comments. Because trust isn't built during a crisis, it's revealed by one.